Let's give it 3 or 4 minutes for the late people to get on, Brian.
Mhm.
Let's give it a few minutes for the late people to get on.
Okay.
Let's say give it a few minutes.
You can hear me good, huh?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. It looks like we have 14 to 15 on right now. So we'll wait a few more minutes. We'll give it one more minute. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in there, guys. And obviously, what we'll do is if people couldn't get on, we'll go ahead and include them and send them the recorded bit. First thing I want to do is thank you guys for stepping up and reffing. I mean, obviously, a lot of you guys have soccer in your background, and we want people reffing that are aware of the soccer and play soccer and have a little bit of soccer experience. Our league is growing. The kids are growing. We need more coaches. We need more fields. And we need more referees. So we definitely appreciate you guys reffing. The other thing is this is kind of a course through Southside Youth Soccer. So we're going to kind of go over the ins and outs about it and get you guys registered to ref through Southside Youth Soccer. And if it's something you want to take to the next level, you can also get registered through what's called LSA and ref at a higher level. If you ref at a higher level, it might be a few more dollars as well. So the league needs a lot of referees. There's a referee shortage, not only in our area, not only in the state, but also in the country. So we're trying really to look at the players that play within our program to see if you guys would come out and ref. So definitely thank you very much for stepping up and reffing. Brian is the assigner, so he'll reach out to you. He has your contact information. He'll reach out to you guys and see if you're available to ref. And if you're register immediately, because we'd like to get them done ASAP. You might hold off, and then we might fill those spots in with someone else. So, and then Brian will elaborate a little bit more about the signing process and how to get you guys squared away and reffing and so forth. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over our agenda. What to bring is obviously bring yourself and on time. It's very important on time. The game can't start without the referees. So try your best to be there 15, 20 minutes early for every game as much as possible. You need to bring a whistle. You need to bring a stopwatch, not a phone. It's very important. You need to bring a stopwatch, and you need to bring a pen. Okay. And then if you can, red and yellow cards, we'd like you to get those. But if you can't get red and yellow cards, we can also see about trying to assign them to you. But it's better if you have your own to bring in and keep up with it. Okay. What to wear? Right now, just wear your soccer gear. Wear black shorts, black or white socks, cleats or tennis shoes, essentially. Now, obviously, if it's cold, you can wear like a long sleeves or long pants, but we still like you look the part, if you will, as much as possible. What I'll do is I'm going to pass this on. The way we're going to do this agenda, we're going to go over the bits and pieces about it, and then we're going to open up for you guys to ask any questions to come out and give us some of your feedback. But thanks again. I'm going to pass this on to Brian. Brian's going to elaborate a little bit on the rules. He's not going to go over it verbatim, but he go over the rules. He's also going to go over with you guys what to do pre-game before the game starts. And he's also going to go over with you guys post-game, what you do after the game. So, Brian, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you to elaborate a little bit about the rules, pre-game and post-game.
All right, guys. Prior to the call, I did email you guys a link or a PDF of our referee rules, what we call our shorthand rules. They basically break up, each age group or field size. In Southside, we use three different size of fields where we have a ref on the field. We have 5v5, 7v7, and 9v9. Within this this PDF I sent you guys, there's a time, how many on the field, when subs can be subbed on, and all that sorts. Just to give it a quick overview, right? The 5v5 or U7, U8s, they're 10-minute quarters, so it's 4 pieces of the game, right? First quarter all the way to the fourth quarter. A 5-minute break at the halftime, 2-minute break at the quarter breaks. Minimum 4 players to start, 5 on the field though. The teams switch sides at the half, not at each break. The substitutions, there's no limit on substitutions as long as it's at stop of play at your discretion. Offsides is called using after the build-out line. Obviously no headers up until the U13, U14 age groups as well, and no slide tackling. Now obviously, just no slide tackling and a malattention. Sometimes these kids at the younger age groups, they just kind of fall over. That's a little different. We'll go over that later. Moving on to the older age group, 7v7 and that's a U9 and U10. We have 25-minute halves. Each play 2 halves, 5-minute break at the half point. Now on hot days, the coaches can ask for a water break at that 12th minute to kind of make that game into quarters. That's at your discretion, and obviously we do ask that you work a little bit with the coaches there as well. Here the offsides will start at the midline, and again the teams switch at the half break. They switch sides of the fields, and same thing for no headers, no slide tackling. Once we move on to the U11 and U12 and above age groups, where you're going to have 9v9, it's a little bit of a bigger field. It's 30-minute halves, 5-minute break, and then everything is kind of the same offsides. And again, this is where you're going to have to check what game you're on. Obviously, U11 and U12, they can't head the ball. U13 and U14, they can. We do emphasize a little bit on a goal maximum. Once a team has more than 8 goals of an advantage, we ask that we don't count the goal per se. So what you're going to do is, instead of putting it at the half field, you're simply going to get the ball and put it on as a goal kick, as if it went out of bounds out the back end line. Going on to pregame, again, as stated previously, please arrive 15 minutes before the match. It's very crucial, especially if you have a whole stack of games. Obviously you'll be early for every other game ahead of that, but that first game, definitely be on time. It definitely helps you guys and us to maintain the whole schedule, right? Because if you're late 10 minutes for your first game, it pushes everything back and it compounds each game. So you might start at 8 o'clock, and then that field may not finish till 2 or 3, and simply with a 10-minute break, it might give it a 45-minute break, 45-minute overlap at the end of the day. So again, going on to pregame, you're going to arrive hopefully a little bit early. You're going to look for a tent, whether you're at St. Julian Park or at Youngsville Sports Complex. I'm sure you guys are aware of somewhat of the field setting. For St. Julian, you walk past the gate, the tent should be right there to the right or to the left. It should be the only tent out there, to be honest, most days. And then in Youngsville, it's a little busy because of the other side of the field, the complex. You'll be looking onto field 3, 4, and 5. The tent should be in front of field 3, in front of the bathrooms, essentially. That's where you guys are going to go and pick up your scorecards. So whatever games you picked up for that day, you're going to get that many scorecards to use to record your games for the end of the day. And then lastly, you're on time, you have everything settled, you have your scorecards. we ask that you introduce yourself to the coaches, make sure you talk to them, feel them out, make sure that they know you, and make sure that they can understand that they can talk to you in a nice tone. They can't, like, obviously you don't want them to just be like, who's this guy, right? And I think that goes a long way in establishing a relationship between our coaches and our referees. Going into in-game, I'll pass it over to Kevin.
Can you hear me, Brian?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, as far as the in-game guys, as referees, it's very important that the refs know the rules, because a lot of times the coaches know the rules. They've talked the kids the rules. They go out to the game expecting the rules, and then when a ref's not too aware of all the rules, then it causes issues. So again, we know you're going to be new refs. Try to study up the rules as best you can. Get with Brian and myself, or even Jamie or board members. We can elaborate more on the rules as you go and help you guys out as much as possible. Also, as a referee, look, we know you might be tired or anything of that nature, but always look like you definitely care, and also making an effort, trying to keep up with the flow of the ball. If you have to run a little bit, you got to run a little bit. We're not asking you to sprint, but just trying to keep the flow, the flow of the game, and keeping up with the ball. And then always be making an effort. Blow a loud whistle. A nervous ref is usually the quiet ref and doesn't blow the whistle. And then parents, kids can feed off of a quiet whistle. And, it's very important. You're in charge of the game. You're in control of the game, not the coaches, not the players, the referee. Okay. So it's very important that you guys understand. Blow a loud whistle. Make sure they all hear you. Blow through the whistle. Not quiet. We need to hear you. A lot of times coaches are screaming, yelling, and screaming at the kids. Parents are yelling and screaming. Quiet whistle, they're not going to hear it. So it's got to be confident, hard whistle is what we call it. Okay. So make sure you keep up with that. In addition, okay, go with what your gut and what you feel. Okay. And what you see or what you don't see. Sometimes you might make a bad call. Don't go back, oh, I made a bad call, and change it. No, it is just carry on. The minute someone yells at you, you change your call, you've just kind of told the other parents they can yell at me, I'm gonna change my call. You've got to go with your gut. You got to go with what you see. You're human. Go with what you see, blow the whistle and stay behind it. And later on, you can always go back to the coach, say, sorry about that, coach. I might have missed that one, but I called what I saw. Okay. And it is what it is. Okay. So just make sure, be confident, and then also stay true to your call. Okay. Lots of energy, keeping up with the flow of play. Also, on the younger age group, a lot of you guys, y'all going to do U7, U8s. Okay. That's the introduction of refereeing for soccer. Okay. Those are the younger ones. Okay. A lot of these kids, they don't know how to play the game. If it's a goal kick, they don't know where to put the ball. If it's a corner kick, they don't know where to put the ball. Coaches are on the field. So we ask the ref to assist the game. Pick the ball up, go put it in corner, tell kids to back up. The build-out line, put the ball down. Here's a goal kick. Y'all back up behind that build-out line. You've kind of helped them and instruct them a little bit. With throw-ins, hey, foul throw. Told the coaches I'm going to let them rethrow. Go over the proper way to throw the ball in. Kind of work with the kids, especially at U7, U8s. It's kind of an introduction to the game with goalies and referees and scores and so forth. So they need assistance from the referees on the field to help out. So manage the game, and also not coach the game as telling them how the kids to play soccer, but coach the game as far as set play, set pieces, how to back up, put the ball in the corner. If they score a goal, no one's going to go get the ball and go put it in midfield. You're going to have to go get the ball, go put it at midfield, tell the other kids to back up behind the circle and blow the whistle and kick. So you're going to have to kind of manage the game with the little ones for sure. Okay. So just be prepared for that. These kids do not know. A lot of times the first U7, they don't know the rules. They need you to kind of help them, coach them through the rules. Okay. So just be prepared for that. Trying to think what else. Keep the flow of the game going as much as you can. Okay. You don't want too many stoppage. Okay. We keep a running clock because you have a game behind it. If the ball goes out of bounds, don't stop your clock. Keep it going, get it back and get it playing. Okay. It says it in the rules, but there's a 2-minute break in quarter, 5-minute break at halftime. Okay. So real quick, to 2-minute breaks, let them get their subs in. I wouldn't even leave the field for you at quarters. Just 2 minutes, boom, boom, and let's get it going. 5 minutes, you can leave the field. go get a sip of water, whatever you want to do. Just make sure we're kicking the game off accordingly. Keep it flowing, okay? You're on a time. It's very important. Can't overemphasize this. If your game's at 8, you've got to be done by 9 or whatnot, okay? You've got to be done in your time lot because there's another game behind that. So it's very, very important that you stay on time, okay? Okay, I'm going to go to frequent asked questions. Brian, is there anything that you wanted to jump in and add?
I just kind of wanted to finish off, I guess, post game. As Kevin finishes, did the end game. Post game, it's just simply grabbing the scorecards and making sure, obviously, that you go over the score. We ask that you have the winning coach sign the scorecard, or if it's a tie, just have one of the coaches sign it. And then obviously, if it's your last, if it's your last game of the day, it's the last paper you have. We ask that you kind of, like we said, each game has a game behind it. So if you have 4 games, don't come in between each game to come and collect your money. We ask that you finish out the stack of games. If you got 2 games, 3 games, finish all 3 games. And then after that, turn in all the scorecards and we'll pay you guys accordingly. And that way it's just a lot easier on you guys and it's a lot easier on us. It's just more effective that way. And then, yeah, after that, that's where you can jump in, Kev, for the frequently asked questions.
Okay. On the scorecard, guys, it's very important. It needs to be legible. We need to be able to read it. We need to be able to know what the score is. Okay, we got to report the score and put it up online. So don't put marks. Don't put, like, a lot of times you put a mark. Fair enough. If you put 3 marks, okay, fine. But when you're done, put 3-0 where it says score. So now we can read 3-0. Okay, it needs to be legible. Very important. It's legible. Okay, so if you want to put marks, that's great. But also when you return the code, and also sign it, sign and print your name. So if we have a question, hey, sometimes, and that's why we want the coaches to sign it. Sometimes you might think the orange team was the bandits and they're really the white team. You might put the score in the wrong place. That's why coaches need to proof it and sign it to prove that that's right. Okay, so very important. Make sure we can read your scorecards. That's how you get paid as well. The person at the tent is going to go read your score. Hey, I can't read this. You need to fix it. Okay, whatnot. And then, like Brian said, don't go after every game. If you have 5 games, do all 5 games, and then go hand in all 5 scorecards, and then you'll get paid for those 5 games. I don't have the pay in front of me. I'm sure Brian can elaborate a little bit, but I think for the 5v5s, it's how much, Brian?
It goes 15 for the 5v5, 18 for the 7v7, and then 9v9. I believe we're in a transitional pay grade right now, so I'm not 100% sure yet on that one.
So as you graduate, you'll get 15. It's about an hour that you're going to be reffing, so you get $15 an hour. Okay, it might be maybe 10 minutes longer. Don't have it in front of me for the 7v7s, but you'll get $18 an hour pretty much. And then, give or take a few minutes for the 9v9s, you'll get $20 an hour. So, and it's pure cash. You get cash right there. Okay. So realistically, financially, if you do 4 games, you just made $60, and you can go home 4 hours, you make $60. So my math right? I think my math's right. Okay. And then you're good to go. So it's not bad money. And to me, it's easy. Okay. All right. I promise you, people are going to yell at you. You've got to ignore it. It's our job to defray that and minimize that as best as we can. Okay. And if you have someone that's just irate, let us know. If you have to, we'll try to go monitor as much as we can. We're going to back our referees, right, wrong, or different. If you're wrong, we'll close the door. Say, hey, you probably made a mistake there. We just got to clean that up. No big deal. Okay. So just people, they're competitive by nature. And they're going to see things certain ways, and they're going to think they can finagle the referee and get underneath your skin and make a call in their favor. Don't give into that. Call what you see, call a fair game, and be done with it. Don't get caught up in it. You got to have kind of thick skin to do this. Okay. Again, I'm giving you the worst case scenario. 9 out of 10 times, it's going to go off without a hitch. It's fine. Okay. You can have that 1 out of 10 times that, yeah, we need to sort that coach out. Yeah, we need to suspend that coach. Yeah, we need to, go talk to this parent. Okay. So we're here to back you up. That's why we have the tent there to back up our referees. Okay. frequent asked questions. Offsides. I think a lot of you guys play soccer. You have an idea of what offsides is. Brian, do you have that video? Or should we just elaborate on it?
I think the video I have lined up is the build out line video. But if you want, I can play it however you want.
Let me elaborate a little bit on offsides, and then we're going to go to build out line. I'm going to show you a video on build out line just to make sure you understand. Offsides, I'm going to try to explain to you as best as I can. Okay. If an attacking player is behind the last defender without the ball, and the ball is played to that person, that player is offsides. It's got to be beyond midfield for 7v7 on up. It's got to be at the build out line for the 5v5 games. The build out line is the offsides line. Okay. So if the attacking player is behind the last defender when the ball is played or passed, that player is offsides. Okay. That is for your discretion, which you see. Okay. A lot of people are going to say that's offsides. If you don't feel like you didn't see it and you don't think it's offsides, play on. Okay. If it's called offsides, it's an indirect kick. People back up 10 yards, 10 yards, kick the ball and play. Okay. So offsides, again, a lot of you guys play soccer. I'm sure you're aware of it, but you're going to have to identify that. Okay. Again, on the 5v5s, the offsides goes in effect after the build out line. On the 7v7s on up, it's at midfield. Okay. Am I correct with that, Brian? 7v7's at midfield?
Right. 7v7, yes.
Okay. Okay. And then build out lines. This is fairly new. Okay. I don't even know if this was around when you guys played. So Brian's going to show you a video of a build out line. We've tweaked it a little bit, and we're going to clarify how we tweaked it just to make sure you understand what build out lines are all about. The whole purpose of build out lines is allow the kids to play soccer versus playing kickball, versus punting it to the forward or kicking it down the field and just booting the ball. We want to teach the kids how to control the ball and pass the ball and try to build up the attack. And so US Soccer implemented build out lines. Okay. So Brian, go ahead and elaborate a little bit on build out lines.
All right. Let me share my screen. You can see my screen, Kev?
Yes.
Right.
I can't hear anything. There you go. Brian, it's kind of going in and out. I can barely hear it. Now, it might just be my phone, or it might be everybody's phone.
Can you hear the video or no?
No, I can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, Maddie can't hear it either. So probably, Brian, if we can't hear it, just get to the where it shows the field of play, and I can maybe explain it to people.
All right, right. That's gonna be a different video. If you want, you could go into throw-ins while I look for the video, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll skip on over to build out lines. And Brian, maybe just go to the build out line that you and I went over. That's on our website.
Right.
That looks like a different one.
Yeah.
Okay. Throw-ins, very important. I'm sure you guys play soccer. I'm sure you're aware of what a throw-in is. Both feet on the ground, ball completely over the head, and go straight over the head when they throw the ball. Okay. They can't lift up their foot. They can't jump. And it's got to be two hands behind the ball. Again, the 5v5s, work with them. Okay. But we don't want the game to become a throw-in clinic. If the kid keeps messing up, maybe once or twice, and then they're going to lose possession of the ball, and someone else is going to throw the ball in. Try maybe 2 or 3 times to work with them, and then maybe, hey, okay, work on that at practice. All right, the other team needs to come throw the ball in, okay? Or someone else from the other team needs to throw the ball in. But both feet on the ground, okay, ball behind the head with 2 hands, okay, and throw the ball, okay? Indirect free kicks, okay? Indirect free kicks is essentially, okay, what determines an indirect free kick. Some of you guys might not know this, but an indirect free kick is obstruction or dangerous play, okay? A dangerous play is like a high boot. You didn't kick them, but it was a high foot, or playing on the ground. It's a dangerous play. Obstruction is I'm getting in the way. I'm blocking the player. That's indirect. Ball needs to be touched twice before it goes in the goal. Okay. Offsides is actually an indirect kick, and a goal kick's actually an indirect kick. Okay. Needs to be touched twice before it goes in the goal. A kickoff is not an indirect kick anymore. It's a direct kick. Direct kick is handball, tripping, or pushing. Okay. So the majority of things will be a direct kick. Okay. There are penalty kicks. If it's inside the box or the circle, it's a penalty kick. Okay. A direct kick, you can score off of it. We asked, did they back up 10 yards off the ball? Okay. To take the direct kick. So back the players up and then blow the whistle and allow them to play. Penalty kick, they got to be outside the box. The shooter stays inside the box. The goalkeeper needs to be on the line. Keeper, you ready? Yeah, you ready? Shooter, you ready? Yeah. And then kick it goes. Okay. Keeper cannot move off the line till after the ball's kicked. Got to be on the line. People can't go in the box or in the circle for the 5v5 until the ball is being struck or until the ball is kicked. Okay. So those are indirect and direct kicks, you know, for pretty much a bit of a crash course, but you can read up on it and brush up on that as well. Brian, were you able to get the build-out lines?
Yep, got it. Sharing the screen now, and we will get this one going. Everyone can see my screen?
Yes.
All right, let's get there. I have the closed captionings on. This one's more of a graphics, so it has more graphics and like kind of like a viewing of what you want to see. In worst case scenario, we could just read the captions as well. There we go.
Okay. Pause it. Pause it, Brian. Okay, we're not hearing again. Okay. Okay. When the goalkeeper has possession of the ball, this is when a build-out line can be in effect. Okay. So it's the flow of the game. If someone shot and the keeper's made a save and got the ball. Okay. Goal kick is exactly that. A goal kick, the keeper's gonna take a goal kick. Okay. For determining players. And then also with the build-out lines, determining players offsides position, like we talked about. For 5v5, offsides is where the build-out line is, the attacking build-out line, not the defending build-out line. Very important you understand that. The attacking build-out line is where the offside is determined. Okay, go ahead, Brian. You can skip through this, Brian. I mean, that's for our knowledge.
Okay, you wanted to go to like which example? The goal kick one?
The goalkeeper has possession.
Okay, this is here.
That's it. All right, freeze, pause it. Okay. All right. The blue team is the defending team. The goalkeeper just got the ball. Okay. Now this is kind of tricky, and it's the ref's discretion. If the keeper just gets the ball and throws it real quick, play on. But the keeper gets the ball and holds it a little bit, you can have to say, the red team, you need to get behind the build-out line, allow the keeper to distribute the ball. It's the fielder's choice, if you will. The keeper's choice if he wants to attack quick or hold the ball and allow them to get behind the build-out line. So it's very important you guys understand that's the ref's discretion. Okay. So if he's holding the ball, you can say red behind the line, and then the keeper can distribute it. We're talking about a 5-second rule. So the keeper can't just hold the ball. Hey, I'm winning 1-0. I'm going to hold the ball for 30 minutes here. Okay. He's got to distribute it in about 5 seconds. So Brian and I spoke about this. It's going to be the 5-second rule. So he's going to have to distribute it within 5 seconds. And that's for you to make the decision. When 5 seconds up, keeper got to distribute it. If he still doesn't distribute it, then it'll be an indirect kick going the other way. Okay. Go ahead, Brian.
You mean to skip ahead?
Go ahead.
You mean to skip ahead or?
No, just go ahead and play so they can see it. All right, pause it. We're saying now, so we changed it a little bit. This when the player touches the ball, after the ball's been distributed or passed, when the player touches the ball, the other player can attack, defending it. The other player can go after it. Okay. It used to be once the ball is played, but it's kind of defeating the purpose. Once the ball is played, by the time the ball got there, the kid's under pressure and they're losing the ball. So it's the second touch when the player can go past the build-out line. Very important you guys understand that. So once the ball's played, excuse me, once it leaves the box, and they have 5 seconds, once they leave the box, then they can attack it. Is that correct, Brian? Once they leave the box?
Yeah, so now just to clarify, it's the 6-yard box, not the 18 box for the 77. It won't be the bigger box, it'll be the smaller box.
Right. So, all right, now go ahead and go to goal kicks. There is no punting. Okay, so the keeper's got to either put the ball down and kick it, roll it, or throw it. There is no punting. Okay, pause it. Okay, this is a goal kick, kind of similar to the keeper having the ball, but now it's a goal kick. They put it, this is a 7v7 game. They put it in the little box. We call it the 6-yard box. Now, on a 5v5 field, they can put it anywhere in the circle they want. Okay. But then once the ball leaves the little box, or once the ball leaves the circle, then the other team can come in. Okay. Go ahead, Brian. That's good there, Brian. You could. I think those are the two main things we had to go over on the build-out line.
All right. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. That's pretty much our agenda, guys. We went over direct kicks, indirect kicks, throw-ins, all sides, build-out line. We went over what to bring as a referee. We went over your demeanor on the field, running, making it, helping out with controlling the game. We can't say this enough. Blow a hard whistle. I mean, blow it to where you think it's too loud. I promise you it's not too loud. Okay. And they'll stop. Okay. Blow the whistle when there's a goal. Okay. Obviously blow the whistle when there's fouls, blow the whistles on stoppage of play. Okay. And then blow the whistle obviously at quarters and half times. Okay. Make sure you mind your time. And make sure you stay in your allotted time that you're reffing. Do not run over. Be on time. Can't overemphasize, be on time. Brian and I even talked about dock and pay a little bit if someone shows up late. Okay. There's an old saying that if you're on time, you're late. Be early. Okay. All right. If you're on time, you're late. So if the game starts at 8, get there for 7:45. The game starts at 9, get there for 8:45. And then everything's great. Okay. We don't want to. When you hold up a game, like Brian said, holds up all the other games behind it, okay? And it doesn't look professional in the league. It doesn't look professional in yourself, okay? So be on time. Went over the rules, went over what to wear. Again, bring a whistle, bring a pen. Okay, we'll have the scorecards. Bring a stopwatch. Again, your phone doesn't cut it. People think you're texting instead of reffing, okay? You got to have a stopwatch, okay? Brian, anything to add? And I saw some questions come in, so we were asking questions on the chat.
I did want to go over the ref assigning bit. I myself, I do have a ref assigner's license, and some of the refs here are certified through the state. I will be contacting you guys obviously through the normal means, game officials, via emailing your parents if you're under. And then as far as any other ref here that are unofficial that aren't certified yet, you'll be contacted by the league by another head person, possibly Munir, and we'll just get your contact info to them, and they'll be giving out the games via text, or we'll give you a call and some means email. Just make sure that you're kind of consistent on the conversation. If at any point you feel like you can't show up for the game, please let us know as soon as you find out. Hopefully it's not the morning of, right?
Right.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Brian, let me jump in as we had 2 questions, okay? One question is, are we always going to be reffing by ourselves? Yes, if we ever go to 11v11, we'd go with a 3-man crew. But right now, it's 1 ref per game. And there's a lot of reasons why we do that. One, we don't have enough refs. We put 2 or 3 refs on a game, then the game doesn't go with ref. Two, it's financially. Now we're going to be paying more refs, and we just haven't budgeted that in. Okay, so every game's going to have 1 referee on it. But if we ever graduate to we go to 11 or age groups, we'll do a 3-man crew. Okay. Again, someone said what to wear again: black shorts, white or black socks, and your soccer shirt. Okay. Right now it's a soccer shirt. We might get there. If you have a referee shirt, wear that. It looks professional. But we're not asking you guys to go out and spend $40-50 on a ref shirt right now. Again, if you go get what's called an LSA license and want to start reffing higher end games, you're going to need that. We'd like you to get a referee shirt. It looks a lot better, it looks more professional, but we also understand, hey, let's graduate you into that, and then we can see what we can do. So a lot of you guys play soccer. Don't wear orange and don't wear white. Okay, wear your gray or your black Dynamo shirt if you have it, and stuff of that nature. Okay, so as far as what to wear, any other questions? I think I want to say I answered. Do we have any questions from you guys? This is the first time we've really pushed. We really felt like taking the ref course and getting people to pay all this money to go to become a ref. It's hard on people. So we're going to try to groom some people to ref our rec. You don't need to be a certified ref. And then hopefully you want to be, hey, I like this. The money's pretty good. The money could be better. Hey, I want to go ref at a higher level. And then you can go get certified and become a certified ref. And you make a few extra dollars and doing other games as well. Did I get another question there?
Yes, we have Lisa asking, where do we get referee cards? If you're asking about the scorecards, like to keep track of the game for our games, you just simply pick them up at the tent. Again, at each park, either St. Julian Park in Broussard or in Youngsville, right when you walk into the fields. For Youngsville, it's right after you walk into the tunnel, to the right in front of the restrooms, you'll see a tent. It'll probably be orange or black. And that's where possibly even me or Kevin maybe. For St. Julian, as soon as you walk onto the field, it should be out to the right, past the gate there. If you're asking
Brian, let me jump in there real quick.
Right.
It's very important you guys report to the tent before the first game. Don't go straight to the field, because then we're like, man, where's our ref? Where's our ref? Where's our ref? Okay. Report to the tent first, check in, get your scorecards, because we're going to have them. We don't want to run you down the field to go give you the scorecard. Come to the tent. Here's the games that you have. Here's the scorecard you have, and then you can go to the field. So you got to check in first. Go ahead, Brian.
Right. And if you're asking about possibly, I know sometimes they call the referee card, it's a little black booklet with possibly like the yellow and red card. And then even then they have like a little journal in the middle where they, people can just take off the pages for their scores. Those you'd have to buy, but we will be supplying you with per se the scorecard. That's really
Okay.
That was that question. Do you need to wear long soccer socks?
It's recommended, but not mandatory. Girls are worried about their soccer tans, but it looks the part, but it's not mandatory.
And yes, they do sell referee shirts at Third Coast Soccer. I want to say they also sell them at Academy, maybe even Dick's. You could also buy them online if you do want to go and spend a little bit extra money there on that.
Correct. Any other questions? Okay. As far as the signing, Brian's now has all your emails and contact informations and everything. He'll email you. Matter of fact, we need refs for next weekend. Okay. So he'll be reaching out to you guys to see who's available to ref. Okay. Respond, because he's randomly going to try to get 15 people. We might have 30 refs. If you don't respond, he's going to go into the other 15. Okay. And we're going to try not to have a ref all day. We're going to try to have a ref, 4 or 5 games in the morning, someone ref 4 or 5 games in the evening. Okay. So you're not getting burnt out. So, we're going to try to also definitely make sure at least you're reffing 3 games to make it worth your while versus come out and just reffing 1 game. Obviously, that's not, too beneficial for you guys to come out and ref 1 game. So we'll try to make sure you get 3 to 4 games every time you come out. Okay. Brian, did you have to elaborate on how you want to assign and how you're going to contact them?
Again, my official refs on here, we'll be going through game officials, and then obviously, if I need to, I'll contact you personally, or your parents. And then same thing with Munir for unofficial reffing. We'll get a database out of this, and the unofficial refs will be contacted by Munir, and he will be, kind of giving you the game assignment per se. And it'll just be simply the date of the game, the time frames, what time the kickoffs are, and what field and what park. And then once you agree to that game, those stacks of games, that's what you're gonna get. The official refs, we'll kind of go through majority of the time. I'll be using game officials for you guys if you're used to the system. If not, you feel free to contact me or email me and get up to date with that. The difference between official and unofficial referees, official referees have gone through the state licensing program, and they're certified to referee anywhere between grassroots, depending on the license, grassroots, or even LCSL and higher on games. That's really the staircase, like the difference of level. Obviously, the higher licensing you have, the higher level of game you can get. It obviously comes with a little bit more pay, but it's also more risk, right? You're playing higher profile games, a little bit harder games of that style. Unofficial refs, we're just kind of having you guys come in here. Y'all can get a bulk of games for our recreational, where we need a lot of referees at time. And you guys can come in and help out here. We will be sending you guys. Go ahead.
Brian, let me jump on to clarify. The reason why we're doing this unofficial bit a little bit is it's for you to kind of test the waters on refereeing, because to become an official ref, it's a lot in detail. You've got to take a course, you got to take an online course, you got to show up and do an online class, you got to do this and do this. And we really think it's hindering people to want to ref. I think it's asking too much. You actually got to pay money to become an official ref. We're like, no, we don't want to charge people to become an official ref. We need refs, we need them bad. So you're an unofficial ref, but you're a ref through Southside Soccer, that we're giving you a crash course now. It's no money involved, and we're going to kind of bring you up to speed. But now if you want to become an official ref and ref higher in games, you can make up to $40-50 a game, so financially, it's, a little bit more lucrative. So we decided to put this program together to get people that play, to keep people, and not really, too demanding and on you guys. It's a 45-minute Zoom and you're reffing for the most part. So we want to simplify it for you guys. So doing this, you're still an unofficial ref. But once you register with the state and pay the fee and go to the courses, then you become an official ref, if that helps out any. You said there was another question, Brian?
Yeah, someone asked how to become an official ref. We will be providing you guys a link. It's on their Southside website under referee information. It'll direct you over to LSA and the Lafayette Reffing Association, where you could go and sign up for the course. They have courses throughout the year. I do think they have one coming up within a month. So if you're interested in that, obviously just email me, respond to any email that we sent out, respond and ask for whatever you need, and I'll get it out to you guys shortly after I get that email. All right, any other questions? I don't see any other. Does anyone, if anyone, you can unmute as well if needed. I think we're good. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Kev, you good? You got anything else?
Yeah, they officially passed the test. They're officially Southside refs. Make sure you keep track of who was here, and then look, and we're gonna grade you guys as you ref as well, and we're gonna help you guys. We're gonna mentor you guys when you ref a game. We're gonna tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and so forth. A good ref makes a good game. You as players know that too. When you play a game and you get hosed by some bad referee, it's like, man, this wasn't a good game. So we're gonna coach you up or ref you up a little bit and work with you as well. Okay. So we look forward to it, guys. Thanks for stepping up. Brian will be reaching out to you guys here shortly. Try to expect something, Brian or Munir. When do you think you're going to reach out to them, Brian, and see who can ref for Saturday and Sunday next week?
We'll probably start round counting around probably Saturday. Worst case scenario, probably by Wednesday. But we should be done, but
Okay.
we're trying to open obviously with Mardi Gras, get it done before the Tuesday. That way everyone can get their weekend.
Do y'all take off pay if, what did I want to ask?
If you don't make a certain amount of games. So no, you get paid per game, per se. So right, there's 8 games on the field and you only take 6, then you're only going to get 6. And again, it's by your choice of how many games you'd like to take. The only time where we kind of debate on taking money away is whenever obviously you're late. I think it's a natural punishment for anyone or in any industry, right? If you're late, there's got to be a consequence, and honestly, an incentive to be on time, right? You're paid for a certain time, and you got to be there ready to go by that time. But no, you don't get punished for only taking certain games. You kind of pick up the games that you want, and that's the agreement that we go on, and that's what you get paid.
Right. And again, what we want you there 15 minutes before the game. And again, it's not in a parking lot 15 minutes before the game. It's at the tent 15 minutes prior to the game. So just try to make an effort. If your game's at 9, be there for 8:45. Your game's at 8, be there for 7:45 at the tent. Because it's always these ones that show up last minute late, and it just puts everything behind and kind of throws it for a tizzy. So just we understand things happen, but just get there at the tent 15 minutes prior to kickoff. But that's all I have, Brian. We appreciate you guys stepping up and helping out. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, guys. Buenos dias.
Thank you. I'll go.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.